Hi, welcome back and welcome to day 6. I'm so glad you're here. Today's class is for those days when maybe you don't have a lot of time or you don't have a lot of energy, but you could use a lot of back relief. So that's what this class is all about. Let's get started on our backs. When you've arrived down onto your mat or onto the floor, allow your legs to bend and to place the soles of your feet on the ground. Placing your feet about hip width apart. And then taking your left hand to your stomach and your right hand towards your heart. You're going to move into 3-part breath. So first, emptying your breath out entirely. And then inhale, feel your stomach rise like a balloon and your heart lift. And then exhale, wring it all out, drawing your navel back in towards your spine. Nice. Again, inhale, big inhale through your nose, fill up like a balloon. Pause at the top of your breath. Exhale, drawing your navel in towards your spine, wringing it out. One more time, just like that. Inhale, filling up. Exhale, wring it out. And then allow your arms to just rest alongside your body again, resuming your natural breath. From here, we're going to bring our awareness to our lower backs. So without changing anything, I want you to become aware of the arch that your back creates unintentionally, gauging more or less the space between your lower back and the mat. From here, on your next exhale, you're going to seal that gap. So start to round your back as if you were doing cat pose. Trying to take out the gap there and really placing your lower back on the mat. And then inhale, start to roll down your tailbone as if you were coming into cow pose, creating an arch, drawing your shoulders down. Exhale, round through the spine, removing that gap as you press your lower back firmly on the ground. Inhale, roll onto your tailbone. And then from here, try to come into an intentional neutral spine. So somewhere in between cat and cow, in a way that brings integrity to your posture. Exploring that, making any micro adjustments. And then when you feel like you've reached what that arch would be in your body, stay there for a few rounds of breath so that you can start to create some muscle memory around this. And at some points in your day, remembering what this feels like when you have the ground beneath you to encourage proper alignment, see if you can bring this posture when you're standing throughout your day, or when you're sitting at your desk. Nice. From here, we're going to come back into a cat back. So again, imprinting your lower back on the mat, tighten your core, and then slowly lift your feet off the mat, bringing your knees in towards you. Exhale, start to lower your feet, bringing your toes back down to the mat, but keep that seal of your lower back. Exhale, bringing your knees in towards you. Inhale, lowering down, toes to mat. Exhale, bringing your knees in. Nice and slow, controlled motions. Inhale to stretch out, bringing your knees back down to the mat. Keeping that lower back sealed. Exhale, bringing your knees in. And then let's give them a hug, rolling side to side, giving your lower back a massage. Really nice. From here, we're going to come into happy baby. If this is your first happy baby, I'll walk you through it, so don't worry. You're going to bring your elbows to the insides of your knees and maybe holding onto your shins if that feels like that's good for today. Or exploring reaching up for your ankles or maybe the outer edges of your feet. Wherever you are, closing your eyes here if you're comfortable with that and starting to draw downward. Take a big inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it out. And then bringing your legs back together, hugging in your knees, and lowering your feet down to your mat. Now crossing your right foot over your left thigh, bringing your right hand to your right thigh, gently pushing away, creating some space in your right hip. And then starting to sway very gently side to side, rocking, maybe slowing down when the stretch feels good. And then staying here if you'd like to go further, peeling your left foot off the mat, interlacing your fingers behind your mat, drawing inward, encouraging your right knee away from you as you draw gently in towards you, not going far, just gently opening our outer hip, and then lowering both feet back down onto the mat, crossing your left foot over your right thigh, taking your left hand gently, creating some space in your left hip. Relax your shoulders as you start to sway. And then staying with this or peeling your right foot off the mat, interlacing your fingers behind your right thigh. Soften your shoulders. Sachi's snoring. And then lowering your feet down. Really nice. From here, you're going to just roll onto your side, take your time, and then pushing yourself up to a tabletop position. Stacking wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And we're going to do the same cat-cow motion of our spine that we were doing while we were reclined. So let's inhale, drop our stomach, lift your heart, look up. Exhale, push through your palms around through the spine, looking back towards your navel. Inhale again to lift your heart, lift your gaze. Exhale around through the spine. Inhale to lift up, really becoming aware of your range of motion in your lower back. Exhale round into cat. And then coming to a neutral spine, we're going to part our knees to about the width of your mat. Bring your big toes to touch and let's sink back into child's pose. While in child's pose, I'd like you to imagine using your breath to give your lower back an internal massage. So taking a big inhale through your nose, having that breath start at the lowest part of your spine, going all the way up between your shoulder blades, lingering and softening that region, and then exhaling out any tension that you're holding, any stress you might be holding in your back. Again, inhale, nice glorious full breath. Exhale, goodbye stress, goodbye body ache. This time on your next inhale, lifting your gaze and walking your hands off to the right for a moment, and then exhale back down. Inhale, lift your gaze, this time threading the needle, and you can shift your weight a little bit more off your heels, left arm under right, and coming to rest on the left side of your face. Pushing through that palm very slowly to help yourself back up. We're going to walk our hands off towards the left. And then exhale, sink back down. Inhale, lift your gaze and maybe shift your weight slightly forward. Right arm under the left, thread the needle, second side, resting on the right side of your face. Pushing through your palms, slowly coming up to unravel. We're going to come into a seated position to conclude today's class. I recommend, if you have access to a blanket or a pillow or a block, to sit upon it. We're going to come into comfort pose, so coming into a cross-legged position, taking your time to get there. Resting your hands where they naturally fall on your legs. Thinking about that arch of your lower back, coming into what is something intentional and neutral, slightly tightening your core to support you. Not tightening your core so much that it affects the quality of your breath, finding that balance. Let's just take a circular motion here. Pick a direction. Kind of like you're doing a seated hula hoop. And then switch your direction. And then come right back to center here for a moment. If you recall in an earlier class, chronic lower back pain is what brought me to yoga, kept me in yoga, inspired me to teach yoga. And so I hope from my bottom of my heart, for all of you who maybe experience achy back from time to time, that this class makes you feel just a little bit better. Namaste. See you next time.